girls. If you're new to the channel, my name is Mrs. Taylor. Today we're going to be paleontologists together. We're going to search for dinosaur fossils underground. And if you hang on to the end of the video, I'll show you a way that you can pretend to be a paleontologist at home. The dinosaur fossil bones that we're searching for today are very unique. They contain prefixes and base words on them, and when you put them together, something magical happens. But what exactly is a prefix?
A prefix is a group of letters that's added to the front of a base word to change its meaning. For example, here we started with the base word cover. Cover means to put something on top of something. For example, when we dig for dinosaur bones, it's covered by dirt. Cover can stand by itself and has its own special meaning. But when we add the prefix un to the front of it, we create a whole entire new word, uncover. Uncover means that we're going to get rid of the dirt so we can take the fossil out of the ground.
I have some tools with me that can help us uncover some great dinosaur fossil bones. I have a shovel so we can dig, and I have a brush so we can brush the sand and dirt off of them, and we can see them clearly and figure out exactly what kind of fossil it is. So, who wants to help me uncover some dinosaur fossil bones? Well, great. Let's start digging for prefixes. Ah, I found one. I found a prefix, pre. That must mean there's a base word close by. Let's keep digging. I think I found something. Ah, we did find a base word. The base word is view. View is a base word because if you're viewing something, you're doing it right now. But remember, the magic happens when you put the prefix together with the base word. So when you put these two together, you get a new word with a new meaning. You get preview. View means you're looking at something right now. But if you preview it, it's happening before. To view before.
Here are some prefixes using the prefix pre that you already know because we use them in school. Pre means before. So preschool means when you go to school before kindergarten. That was preschool. When we're writing stories, we write before so we can generate some ideas. Pre-test means to test before. Sometimes teachers like to do that because if you already know it, we don't have to teach you the whole thing. And then every time we read a story, we predict before we read the story. We try to figure out what the story is going to be about before we actually read it.
As a paleontologist, it's very important that you preview the area where you're going to dig. That way you'll ensure that there are fossils to be found and you're not wasting your time. I wonder what area here would be the next best place for us to dig and find some more dinosaur fossils. Let's pick this area right here. It has a lot of plants in the area, so perhaps dinosaurs lived there at one time. Let's start digging. I think I found something. Ooh, I found the prefix un. Un means not. Hopefully there's a base word close by. Here's something. I found the base word cover. Cover means, like if I take this part of my hand and I cover my other hand, you can't see it anymore. So when I put these two prefixes and the base word together, I get a word with a completely different meaning. The word is uncover. So now I'm going to uncover my hand.
As a paleontologist, I get to uncover a lot of fossil bones that are beneath the soil. As I dig them up and bring them back to the surface, I'm able to learn more about the history of the area. Here are two words that you've probably heard of before. Both of them use the prefix un. Unequal means not equal. 6 is not equal to 7, so they're unequal. And sometimes your parents might tell you to go clean your room because it's untidy. It's not tidy, which means it's not clean.
Ah, here's another prefix. I found the prefix try. Let's see if we can find a word that goes with try. All right, this is a little different. Ceratops. Ceratops is not an actual word that can stand alone, so it's called a root word. But you can still put it together with a prefix like try and make a word that has meaning. When I put try with ceratops, I get the name of a dinosaur, Triceratops. Did you know that a Triceratops has 3 horns? Well, 3 is what tri means, so it makes perfect sense. I wonder if these dinosaur fossil bones are part of a Triceratops. Maybe.
Here are 2 words that you've probably seen before that have the prefix tri. Tri means 3. When you see the word triangle, you think of 3 sides. And when you look at the word tricycle, you know that the tricycle has 3 wheels. So the next time you come to a word that you don't know and you see the prefix tri, think of the word 3. Maybe it'll help you figure out what the word means.
Could there be any more fossils left that have prefixes on it? I found one really deep in the sand. I found the prefix re. Re means again. Let's see what base word could possibly go with re that I can do again. Here's one. Build. If I build it now. But if I put these 2 together, I get a magical new word. I'm not building now anymore. I'm rebuilding. Like when your brother or sister knocks your tower down, you have to rebuild your tower. As a paleontologist, I get to rebuild all the time. As I collect all these dinosaur fossil bones, I put them together like a puzzle, and sometimes I can create a huge dinosaur out of all of the dinosaur fossils. Those are the examples that you see in a museum.
Here are 4 words that use the prefix re that I'm sure you're familiar with because we use them all the time in school. Reread means to read again. Rewrite means what? That's right, it means to write again. Retell means to tell again. And when we ask you to review your work before you turn it in, that's right, you view again to make sure that you got everything right.
As a paleontologist, I discover new things each and every day. So let's break apart the word discovered.
Check out this special word. Discovered has 3 parts to it. The first part of the word dis is considered a prefix because it starts off at the beginning of the word. Cover is considered a root word because we're not actually covering something, so it takes on a different meaning. And in the back of your word, you have an ed, which is considered a suffix. When you add pieces to the end of your word, it becomes a suffix. Whenever you add ed to the end of a verb, it means that you did it in the past. So we discovered this fossil in the past. We'll learn more about suffixes in another lesson. Oh my goodness, I almost forgot to remind you to look out for prefix imposters. Take a look at the word uncle. It looks like there's a prefix in the beginning of uncle, but then when you look at the second part of the word, CLE isn't even a word. So we can't say that this prefix is used the same way as when we look at the word unheat. Unheat means that something's not heated, but uncle just means not what? I don't know. So beware of prefix imposters on tests as you take them. Don't pick them as your answer because they're not used the same way.
It's time for your grammar challenge of the day. So grab a piece of paper and something to write with, and let's start creating some new words using prefixes.
Do you remember learning about antonyms this year? Antonyms are words that mean the opposite of another word. Did you know that you can put a prefix in front of a base word to make it into an antonym? Check out all of these examples that do just that. A floor might be even 1 minute, and then the next minute when you add a prefix to it, it becomes uneven or not even. Do you remember this year learning about nonfiction? Nonfiction means what? That your story is not fiction. These are all examples of antonyms that are opposites. Here are the directions for your grammar challenge of the day. Begin by selecting a prefix or base word from the chart that you just saw, or you can think of one on your own. The second step is to illustrate and draw a picture of the base word. That's your first meaning. And then on the other side, illustrate the new word that you form when you add the prefix to it. That's the second meaning. For my example, I'm going to use the word happy and unhappy. When I begin with the word happy, and then I connect it with the prefix un, that changes the meaning of the word to somebody who's not happy, unhappy. So here's an example of the picture that I drew. I showed a picture of a happy face and a face where someone is unhappy. After you're done with your grammar challenge, make sure to show it to your parents, your teacher, or a good friend of yours. You can teach others about prefixes too.
I promised you today that I would teach you a way that you could continue being a paleontologist this week at home. All you need are some toothpicks and some chocolate chip cookies. Here's my cookie and here's my toothpick. I'm going to try to get all of these chocolate chips out without making a mess and keeping the chocolate chips totally intact and not broken, just as a paleontologist would do. So that one looked really easy. So I got one out with no problem. So you have to chip away at the soil. Maybe work around the chocolate chip very carefully, very slowly, so you don't break the soil or the chocolate chip. And then try to use it like a shovel. There we go. That's pretty good. And sometimes you may get to harder ones, like this one over here. And you may end up, well, I got that one out actually. You may end up breaking a cookie, which means you broke the soil or you broke the chocolate chip in half and you didn't get all of the bone. And that would be bad for a paleontologist because then it would be hard to put the complete dinosaur back together again. So have fun with this activity. See how many chocolate chips you can get out and how large they are. Good luck, everyone. If you had fun being a paleontologist today, don't forget to click the like button and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on a single adventure. We'll see you next time. Bye.